Alright.
You ready?
Yeah,
Is it going?
it's going.
Oh, it's going. How many people have we got so far?
None.
None.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure none. Cool. Well, let people join for a bit. A bit of banter, a bit of chit chat. Welcome to Callum's Curry Club. We're going to be making a vegan sweet potato and chickpea curry. We're going to put a bit of spinach in there as well.
Nick's watching now.
Nick's watching. Welcome, Nick. Is Nick the only one that's watching?
Nick's the only one that's watching.
Well, I may as well not start it.
Hugh's watching.
Hugh's watching with the rest of the band. Don't know if Chris is about. Where have we moved this bit?
3.
3. We got 3. Oh, 3 in Callum's Curry Club. Is that Chris? Don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. First things first. I'm going to wash my hands. We all know how to do that nowadays, don't we? Topical humour. So, bit of soap on there. Fairy liquid's fine. It cleans your dishes. Why wouldn't it clean your hands? That's my motto. And say happy birthday or just count to 20 seconds, or you can talk to the camera for 20 seconds to make sure we get all those horrible germs off. Don't want any viruses. Under the nails, interlocking the fingers, like synergy, and I denounce them as clean. So first things first, I'm going to talk you through the ingredients we're going to use in Callum's Curry Club today. I'm going to start things off by preheating the oven to we'll say about 180 fan oven, because we're going to roast the sweet potatoes. We're going to roast them in some cumin with garlic and onion, salt, pepper, and they're going to get nice and crispy on the outside, and they'll be like little bombs of flavour in the curry, you know, in the sauce. So sweet potato, my favourite kind of potato. I've already peeled them, so I've got 3. If you want to get peeling, I'll get peeling now.
Hugh loves your cheeky man bun.
Hugh loves my cheeky man bun, thank you very much, Hugh. I've got Simone behind the camera, she's going to be reading your comments out, so keep questions and things coming in. So yeah, sweet potato, my favourite type of potato. And we've got these chickpeas in there. They're going to be gorgeous. And I'm also going to save the water from these. You can use them as an egg replacer to make vegan pancakes, which are just divine. Chopped Tommies, they're going to be the base of your sauce. Some chopped tomatoes, big up Tesco. I'm going to do that and then mix in a bit of water as well. I like a tomatoey curry. Some people like a milky one. Personally, every time I smell coconut, I feel like I'm going to vomit. So let's go on to herbs and spices, seasonings. We've got some turmeric. We've got some good quality turmeric here. You can tell it's good quality by the amount you put in. If you have to put a lot in for a lot of colour, then it's not as good quality, whereas you put a little bit of a teaspoon in, you get loads of colour. That's how you know you've got some good turmeric. We've got a curry powder, put some mild curry powder there because I like to control the spice in other ways. Some garam masala. We've got all purpose, but it's mainly for the paprika in it because I've run out of paprika. Salt and pepper, cumin, coriander, ginger, garlic, red onion. And these are the stars of the show as well. These are going to make a really nice base of seasonings to go. So I'm going to start off, get the sweet potatoes going, because they're going to take the longest and they can be cooking while we get started on the sauce.
Need to get out a baking tray.
Aye, I'll get out a baking tray. So we want to chop these into like bite-sized pieces, I'd say. Smaller than roast potatoes, but not as small as patatas fries. So I'm just going along here, cutting them into halves and then quarters, and then I'm just going to chop these one more time. About like that, that's fine, you know. just enough that you can pop them in your mouth and not have too much of a mouthful. That's got a bit of a dodginess and chuck it out. If there are any weird bits on your taters, you know, just throw them away. But you don't want to waste a whole bag, you know. If there's a little bit of brown on one potato, just chop the brown bit off. Don't throw the whole tater away. We're not about waste here at Callum's Curry Club. We're all about using up things that you may have in your cupboards, throwing it all in a pot, mixing it in some delicious herbs and spices, and seeing what you get.
People are worried that you're going to cut your thumb off.
People may be worried that I'm going to cut my thumb off, but I tell you what,
Jeez.
This knife's not very sharp. It should have been sharpened before we did this, but don't worry about me, you should worry about your own thumbs. If you're cooking along, that is. But go along like that, quicker that way, isn't it? I've got one potato left. We're going with 3 potatoes in the curry because, like I said, I love sweet potato, and it's always good to have leftovers. If you got leftover curry, you know, if you made it right, a leftover curry should taste just as good, if not even better the next day, I might argue. So in the halves. There we go. That might be a little big, we'll take that down a little bit. How many we got watching now, Simone?
4.
4? Whoa!
We had 6 at one point, but I don't know.
Wow, must have fucking scared them off.
Not for everyone, is it?
It's not for everyone, you know. You probably heard the word vegan and went. So I'm gonna get a bacon tray out for the sweet tatties. Sweet tatties. Will they fit in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did in yesterday.
Yeah. So we're gonna get a nice neutral oil. You don't want to waste a good like extra virgin olive oil on this. We got sunflower. I prefer sunflower to vegetable because sometimes vegetable oil has palm oil in it, and we all know about palm oil and the effects on the environment, so try and minimise that as possible. So I've got just enough there. I'm going to cover the base of the bacon tray so we don't get sticking potatoes. We're going to chuck them in, and this is why you should always wash your hands before you start, so you can do stuff like this. I like to get my hands involved in cooking, you know. I just feel like you can always wash them. So potatoes in, and this is where the seasoning happens. So we got some cumin. It's going to be the main seasoning for these. Just a nice dusting to cover it all. We'll get some salt. I'm a fan of salt. I probably have a bit too much salt, but you know, I'm just doing me. Bit of pepper, black pepper, salt and pepper. You know, they're the base seasoning, base white people seasoning. You know. And I'm going to put a garlic in there to roast with it as well. So I'm just going to peel a clove and just put the clove in whole, and you know the aromatic flavours will roast along with the sweet potato. We'll go with 2 cloves.
If you leave the skin on, you can squeeze them out a bit later.
Well, I like to. I don't want to get my fingers all hot.
True.
Thing, you know, I just want to go straight in.
Just want to get it over with.
So we go with the crushing technique to peel. Just crush with the palm of your hand or the knife. Top of the garlic. So we'll bang that in. We'll give them all a rub in. So they've got a nice. Oh, that's fine. I wiped the side before we started. You want a nice coating of oil on all the potatoes and a nice coating of seasoning as well. Needs to be evenly distributed. And then I'm going to roast in the oven for about 20 minutes while we get our sauce on the go. So I've got a bit of messy hands now, so I can see it.
Get them hands washed again.
Eh?
Get them hands washed again.
Aye, exactly, washing the hands again. It's Callum's Curry Club. Health and hygiene, always number 1. Well, actually it's number 2. Number 1, it's having fucking sick time. fairy liquid on the hands. Wishy-washy. Get that oil off, it's going to be greasy on your hands, so that's why I want the fairy liquid. It's an emulsifier. So, gonna dry your hands on the tea towel, and then we're gonna get the a nice saucepan, a nice deep saucepan on, so that you can make the curry just all in this one pot rather than frying things all in different pans. Make it all in one pot. So, medium heat for your hob, and I'm gonna get started chopping some onion. We'll start with an onion, garlic, ginger base. Just need to peel that. And we'll chop it in half so that we can peel out the closest skin to it.
The closest skin.
Do you know what? Yeah.
The outside layer.
Well, I already took out one layer. You know, have you seen Shrek?
The inside of the outside layers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the second layer. Well, would it be?
Depends
the
how.
Ultimate layer.
How many layers has it had in its life, though?
I don't know.
Maybe already had some layers taken off. These are the questions we're asking in quarantine.
I don't know, man. I spent too much time inside to start asking myself philosophical questions about the layers of onions. So I like to go with a chopped onion for the curry. So here's a little trick I like to do for chopped onions. So we're going to put in some lines down here, just like about a centimetre thick, and another one in between there. But you don't want to cook all the way to the end. You want to leave it attached to this root. Don't worry about my thumb. We're all good. And then we're going to make sure your fingers are out of the way. You're going to slice through the middle. Oops. Easier if you've got a nice sharp knife. And then fingers acting as a guard for your knife.
I'll come round.
Come round.
I'll come round.
We go down. And then boom, we've got a nice chopped onion straight away. And because it's still attached to the root, you don't get your onion flying everywhere. So we'll chop the root. Shall I use the whole onion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole tin of chickpeas.
Whole tin of chickpeas, whole onion. And we're going to have so much garlic in because I just love garlic. So we're going with
It's going to be a big curry.
It's going to be a big curry. We're going to be eating curry for weeks on end. We won't have to go to Tesco for ages. So, chop end off. And then again, so not all the way to the end, but just down far enough so that you get enough onion. And then across the middle.
A little bit of knife skills.
And then we go down. I've got a bit of movement on the outside layers, but that's fine.
It is what it is.
I'm not a pro chef, you know. I was a KP in a kitchen for a couple of years, and now I serve people at Nando's. But cooking's about having fun. So here we go. Oil in the pan. I like enough just to cover the bottom of the pan. And you might be thinking, Callum, that's just so much oil. What are you thinking? And to that I say, we don't want our garlic and ginger to burn, because then it's going to lose its flavour. So we just want to toast them nicely in the oil so that they go brown. But we don't want them to crisp up and char, you know. We want them to keep the flavour, because the garlic and ginger is the base of any good curry, you know. And I love garlic, so I've got like 5 cloves here.
4 cloves.
I'm going to get one more to make up for that. It was only a small one anyway. Chuck away the skin. I'm going to get this onion in the pan so it's out of the way.
Ooh.
Hear that sizzle. I love that sound.
Onion
So
all
little
over the
wooden
gun.
spoon. You don't want to use metal on metal, because then your girlfriend will kill you, because it makes her jump out of the skin. So you want a wooden spoon, and it will also scratch the bottom of your pan. That goes in, and we're going to let those onions start to sweat, soften down a bit as we get this garlic in. And chopping garlic, you know, your hands are going to smell, but it'll just be a little reminder of the beautiful meal you created. Peel the skin off. May have crossed that one a little too well, but it's fine, it's fine, it's all going to be chopped up. Might take this pan down a bit, I don't want these onions to start to burn. Give them a little stir so they don't stick to the bottom of the pan.
I'm on 20%.
Ooh, this one's only on 20% battery. So we may have to change over to my phone, which has got really bad quality if I don't wrap things up.
Well, I'm gonna switch it to front camera
Okay.
and then borrow a charger.
Yo, yo, yo. Cuts thumb up. She's gonna go get a charger because she's only on 20% because she's got an iPhone. Do you know what they're like with changing the battery life span things? So we got garlic being peeled. I hate peeling garlic, to be honest. I hate peeling anything in the kitchen. I hate peeling potatoes, garlic, onion, apples. So make sure that these onions aren't burning. May have turned my pan up a little bit too high. But as I said before, I'm just doing me. So she's got a charger cable. So garlic I'm going to take. And these little ends, the woody ends, we don't want a woody bit in your mouth, you know. No one wants a bit of woody in the mouth. There we go. In the bin. There you go. So for a chopped garlic, I tend to not go all the way down, again, like I've said, but just do little cuts along the side. And then again here.
Cross-hatching.
Cross-hatching, yeah, that's the one. So I'm using my fingers as a shield, so they're in front of the ends of my fingers. And then just along again, just getting nice little chopped garlic. You know, I don't like my pieces of garlic too big. I don't want a big,
mouthful.
yeah, a big mouthful of garlic. But I like to feel it in the sauce. That's the best way I can describe it. There we go. I'm just gonna go on a mad chop for these ones because it's taking me forever.
Could use the grater.
I don't like using a grater, to be fair, because they're just difficult to clean. And you can't get the garlic out of them. I find most of your garlic just stays in the grater and not in the pan.
But for 5 cloves.
For 5 cloves, yeah, but you know, we got to work for garlic. Garlic is a type of flavour that we want to work for. Those onions are burning my eyes. I might
need more oil.
Ooh! Make sure these onions aren't burning. I've got a little bit of browning on the bottom, but that's fine. I never live stream cooked anything before.
Onion everywhere.
Oh, it's in my eyes. That's where it is. I'm gonna just gather all this garlic up, chop along like that. I've dropped my towel. I'll get another one. So we got nice finely chopped garlic. That's going to go in the pan because of the time. I've just realised left the wooden spoon in there. Mix it in with the onion. Put it all together, and then we'll get started straight on the ginger, because the garlic and ginger, they're best of friends. The G and G, you know, they got to be together. So it might look a little old. This ginger's looking a little old, but it's alive. It's a root, you know. There's still biological processes going on in there. So this is just the oxidation. If you cut off the end where it's a bit gross, you know, it's still fine underneath. And you can actually see, because it's a root, you can actually see these little roots going through. So it's what's known as a rhizome that non-flowering plants have. So like bracken is the same. It grows along the ground, and then plants shoot out of it. It's the same with grass as well. So we've got a few pieces of ginger. I'm just going to go along and finely chop the ginger as well. I know Simone doesn't like big bits of ginger, so I like to put enough in there so that you get the taste and the flavours combining, but not enough so that you can really recognise it as ginger. You just taste it as a gorgeous curry. And I leave the skin on, to be fair. I don't see the point in really peeling it, because the skin just sort of cooks into the sauce and even adds more flavour as well, you know, really helps bring the sauce together. There's a bit of rusticness, if you will, I don't know what I'm saying half the time.
The skin's got its own stuff going on. It helps too.
These guys seem stuff. So, I don't know how many people we got watching.
Three.
All three of you. What's your favourite curry? Come on.
What?
Let's get a bit of conversation going. Personally, I like a dul piazza or a patilla.
No?
Clean the knife off, put all the ginger in there. And so I'm going to add a little bit more oil just to help the ginger and garlic toast. So, Mo, what's your favourite curry?
I used to like a korma, but I haven't had one since I went vegan.
Well, I mean, a vegan korma is easy enough to make. Coconut milk,
Yeah.
add one of them.
Well, exactly. So I'm just going to sit and eat korma on my own.
Yeah. So, I've been quite messy. Usually I'm not this messy in the kitchen, but I've been trying to be quick, and I'm obviously live streaming, but I'm treading on so much fucking onion. So we've got that garlic, ginger, onions browning off nicely, but not burning, toasting.
Hugh's a Madras guy.
Hugh's a Madras guy. Nice. Well, I used to like a Madras. I used to like PV, pre-vegan. I used to be fond of a masala, to be honest. I know that's very British. I don't think it even is Indian, is it?
I don't think any of them are.
No, come on, man. So I'm gonna. It's a bonus
Bonus
round. Where's the lid for that?
There isn't a lid for that one.
I'm gonna show you how to make vegan egg replacer aquafaba.
Make it.
I'm gonna show you how to make it.
Harvest
What
it.
you open up a ton of chickpeas. You get an empty jar. Oh. In it goes. Now it looks gross, but I promise you, you can't taste this when it's in your pancake and you got golden syrup on. But it does the job of an egg. It brings everything together and it helps it rise. Like, since we started using this, I've never had as good vegan pancakes. They taste just like PV pancakes, pre-vegan pancakes.
Get it in
the aquafaba, you're going to leave in the fridge.
Yeah, put it in the fridge.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to get my chickpeas in and get it. I've got to get this stream done before your phone dies.
Goes and puts them almost in the fridge.
Chickpeas, I put them in before I had the tomatoes because I like to season each part of the curry like individually as well as the whole sauce, you know, because there's nothing worse than having a good sauce but bland chickpeas. And I also like to add a bit of colour to my chickpeas. So I'm just going to salt them. That's going to go nicely with the garlic and ginger as well. The salt's really going to bring them out. Help it paste together as well. I don't know if you can see, if you get in on here, so we've got like this garlic and gingery bits, they're looking a little pasty, they're going together with the salt, bringing them together. So, turmeric, bit of colour for your chickpeas. That's a big spoon. Can we get a teaspoon?
I don't know how much turmeric you need.
Well, as I was saying, this is good turmeric, so I'm only going to use about maybe a teaspoon and a half to colour these chickpeas. Well, I mean,
big one.
It's a big teaspoon. I like turmeric. It's really good for your digestion, along with ginger. That's really good for your digestion as well. Hangover. If you're hungover one morning, ginger, orange, maybe a bit of carrot, bit of turmeric in the smoothie, mango. Sort your belly right out. So if you're getting on here, these chickpeas are lovely yellow now. They're just gonna pop. They're gonna pop in the sauce. They're gonna add just depth to your curry. Turmeric. We're done with turmeric. So next thing I'm gonna add the chopped tommies. I need a can opener.
Magic can, classic.
Magic can. Around we go. Now don't throw your chopped tommy tin straight, because we're going to put a bit of water in it as well, so it's going to get like the rest of the tomatoey goodness off the side, and it's going to add a bit of water that will eventually evaporate out of the curry, so you don't lose any of the tomatoey goodness. Give you a bit of extra water in there, so it gives you a bit of room to work with, so that you don't start off making your curry too thick, you know. You can always evaporate a bit of the water off and leave it to cook over time. So we're stirring all of this in, get the garlic, ginger, then the chopped tommies.
14%.
14%, might die soon. But I'll tell you what,
I've not got much left.
we've not got much left. Don't worry, let's see if we can get this curry finished with 14% of battery left. So I'm getting a bit of water in there, give it a swig around, a bit more in. It may be like looking a little bit watery at the moment, but it's going to cook down and thicken up. I leave my curries to cook for ages. I'm going to leave this one to cook for like...
Probably till 6.
Probably till 6, half 6. So like 2 hours. But after this is done, if you knock on some rice or something at 15 minutes, you can have the curry after that. It'll still be good. But I just think that the secret ingredient is time, not the herb, but the concept. And you leave it to I just feel like the longer you leave it, the more the flavors get to know each other. So this isn't what you think it is. It's coriander. It's going in. I should measure things out. Let's say 2 teaspoons. But I like a lot of coriander in my curry. I think it makes a curry. But some people find that coriander tastes like dish soap. And for that, I just have to say, that sounds like a you problem. So we got the coriander in. Take a look in here, Simone. Be able to see like the ratio of coriander. You know, you can see that there's
It's
herbs
in there.
It's in there, but there's not too much. So curry powder, Camel Caribbean curry powder. All the same stuff in. This is going to give you your main curry taste, hence the name, you know. So we're going to go. I'm going to go for 3 teaspoons. Two and a little one. That's what I went for. Stir that in. Might turn the heat back up a little. So that the sauce starts to bubble and thicken up. I've got a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. Like I said, it's mainly for the paprika. So a little bit of that, I'd say about a teaspoon. Garam masala. And I'm going to go for
Big spoon.
a teaspoon.
I said a big spoon.
A big spoon, a big spoon.
Big garam masala's.
2 teaspoons.
Alright.
2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons. That's a big one. Do you know what I like? I just like flavour. I love spices. So we've got garam masala in there, beautiful. Cumin, just a little bit, about a teaspoon. Black pepper, not as much as the coriander, but enough so that you can, you know, see little bits of black pepper, you know, they'd be scattered around. I'm going to stir that in so that all the spices are distributed. Starting to smell good. If anyone's cooking along with this and it's not starting to smell like this, you may have gone wrong somewhere, but it's smelling nice. Can you smell it?
Yeah.
It smells good. So what we're going to do now is check on our potatoes.
They're looking hot.
They're looking pretty hot.
Mm.
They're looking pretty crispy on the outside. They're looking like they're a little underdone to me, but you know what? They're gonna finish cooking in the sauce, and that's fine. But if you wanted to like eat your curry straight off after adding your potatoes, and just make sure they're cooked for like fully for like 20-25 minutes. But for me, I'm gonna finish cooking them in the sauce. So let's pull it off. Now, I prefer 2 separate gloves. I don't know about you, but I don't like this middle bit. I feel it constrains me. But you know, a little bit longer than would have like gone a bit darker, roasted a bit more. But I don't know if you can see they got a nice crispy skin on there, evenly coated in the cumin.
Take out the garlics before.
I'll
Before you
take out
chop
the
them.
garlic.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna get a spoon.
10%.
10% battery.
Mhm.
Let's wrap this up. So, garlic's out in the bin. Don't know where the other one is. There it is. Curry is bubbling away nicely now.
In the bin. I feel like they didn't need to go in the bin.
Well, they didn't need to, but you're on 10%, so I'm trying to be rapido. It's gone from rapid Callum's curry club to Callum's
Yeah, it's
15-minute curries. So we're gonna let these finish cooking in the sauce. I dropped one. That's all
you
right.
could just tip them in.
That's why I keep you around. I'm gonna chuck that one in because I don't care.
We're
It's my
clean.
hob, I cleaned it. So we'll play potato. We're mixing that potato in. What percent are you on now?
It's alright, you don't need to. You can calm down.
Well, we've got a couple more steps. We've got
Yeah.
the potato in. Next thing we're going to add is the spinach. I love spinach. Fresh or frozen?
Frozen.
Frozen, because...
And then we can put the fresh into the freezer.
So, what I don't like about spinach is you can put in a huge handful and then get like a teaspoon out. Like this is going to wilt down into like a little tiny bit.
I'm
So,
gonna get another bag.
I'm going to look for another bag. I think we've got another bag in the freezer because I love spinach. You can just go crazy with the spinach.
Maybe not all of that.
I'm not going to put all of this in, but oh, I'm going to just break it off. Break a bit off. Because it will wilt down and
Become
yeah.
nothing.
I put in about that much. It may look like a lot of spinach, but it's going to work down, don't worry.
He knows what he's doing.
Huh?
He knows what he's doing.
So we'll let the spinach work down and cook in, and then all you have to do from now is just leave it. Put it on a low heat so that it's simmering away. Maybe put a pan on top, come back, stir it every like
Or a lid.
15 minutes. What did I put? Sorry.
Pan.
Yeah, I meant a lid. Come back, make sure like it's not sticking to the bottom, stir it like every 10-15 minutes or something. But if you've got it on a low heat, it shouldn't burn, hopefully. And yeah, I'm gonna leave this for like 2 hours, come back, make my rice, or roti like 15 minutes before. If you want to make a little roti for rice, anything, flour, water, mixed together.
Plantain
roll
chips.
out. Oh yeah, you could do some plantain chips. You could do anything with this, but yeah, this looks and smells delicious. Can't wait for the spinach to cook down and come back in a couple of hours when it's all thickened up and all the flavours are nice together. Yeah. Thanks for joining me for Callum's curry club. I hope I didn't go too fast for anyone. But we're going to upload this to YouTube, so you can always check it out on there. But thanks again, guys. It's been Callum's Curry Club. You've made the Peng vegan sweet potato and chickpea curry